And we alive. What's good, y'all? It's your man DL Saint. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Welcome to I Really Want to Know podcast. Man, we doing it. We doing it. We doing it. Past couple of days, y'all know we were doing downrange podcast. Been talking a lot of politics lately, man. So we're just gonna go ahead and transition. We're gonna do something a little light today. Just a little. We're gonna talk about the your man Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan. Um, yeah, man. I saw this video and I just had to talk about it, man. I just had to. Um, we're gonna play it. I got it queued up. We're gonna play the video. We're gonna talk about it, man. But I tell you what, I just thought it was the funniest thing, yo. And this was before he got locked up. As you know, Andrew and Tristan are out. Good for them. And they're under home confinement. And yeah, it looks like their situation is starting to change. Reference this, what they were accused of and what's going on in Romania. Actually, I've said this before and I'll say it again right here. I think the case is going to go away. I think that they're going to um, stop the investigation and it's all going to go away. And Andrew and Tristan are going to move to Dubai and probably never set foot in Romania again. It is what it is. Um, it's a shame that all this had to go down, but hey, man, that's how it is, bro. That's the game, man. That is the game. So, we'll see what it is. We got brother Jason Johnson in the house, man. What's good, fam? Always a pleasure to see you, man. I hope all is well. Holding it down up there in Detroit, man. Is it warming up yet, or is it still cold, bro? And man, yo, definitely keep those people in mind who've been suffering through these horrific storms throughout the Midwest, man. A lot of tornadoes have been going through there, man. So let's definitely, keep those folks in mind. That's man, I think the last major storm occurred in the middle of the night. So that's the worst case scenario. The middle of the night, and I have a major tornado come through because you're probably not going to hear the horns. You have sirens that blare, and when you have tornado warnings and stuff like that, you're not gonna see the warnings on TV or hear it on radio or whatever. See it on your phone. You're not gonna get a notification on your phone because you sleep. Man, it's just like to be sleep during a major storm like that, bro. It's just oh my goodness, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Brother cars in the house, bro. What's good, fam? How you doing? Always a pleasure. Salute and salutation to DL Saint and all. You know what I mean? Just mucking around. Listen, I appreciate that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with mucking about. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. And we're gonna make this one light, guys. We're gonna talk about this. Pierce Morgan challenged Andrew Tate to a chess match at the end of one of their shows. The whole world wants to cancel Andrew Tate until they get him on their platform. They see how many what he does for ratings and views, and then they want to keep bringing him back. Isn't it funny how that works? So Tate was on Pierce Morgan's show, one of many that he has done with Pierce Morgan, prior to getting locked down. And on this particular one, at the very end, Pierce brought out a chess set, and they had the video screen set up. It was funny, and Pierce was all ready to go in there and beat Andrew Tate in chess. And it's like, listen, Tate was a chess prodigy as a kid. Like the dude, as a kid, was beating grown-ups and going through and destroying people and going to tournaments and stuff like that. And his father, who should have been a grandmaster, he was never formally named grandmaster, but his father was just wicked on the board, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, why would you want to challenge that dude? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to challenge him. So we're gonna watch him. It's pretty funny. Brother Jason says about 75. Oh, it done warmed up. You know what I'm saying? He's like these people's acting like clowns out here. Yeah, man. They clowning everywhere, bro. Um, that situation down in Louisville was just terrible. Terrible. You know what I mean? So was it Lexington? Was it Lexington or Louisville? I came here at the bank. Got one of the members, one of the employees of the bank comes in and does what we used to call going postal back in the day, but now is active shooter. And man, terrible, absolutely terrible, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We got what we know, brother JT's in the house. What we know podcast. What's good, fam? Assuming that's JT, my man, 100 grand. What's good? Good, bro. Always good to see you. But yeah, man, it's crazy out here, man. People are wilding, bro. You see what's going on in like in California. I keep telling folks, man, don't go to Cali, bro. If you do go to Cali, stay out of the cities, man. If you're gonna go out there, maybe go to Fresno or something like that, man. Go to Santa Barbara, you know what I mean, San Luis Obispo, something like that, bro. Don't go, you know what I mean? Don't go to LA, San Diego, San Francisco. Um, as you guys all know, I think the creator of Cash App, I think his name was Bob Lee, was deleted walking the streets of San Francisco at 2 a.m. Someone's, got him with a knife. And there was in LA, I think it was maybe a week ago now. It's an apartment complex on the corner of La Brea and Santa Monica. Right on that corner, La Brea and Santa Monica, this is really high-end apartment building. Like most apartment buildings in LA, and especially that part of town, West Hollywood, it's expensive, period. But this is a luxury spot, a luxury hotel, luxury apartment brand. And some guy took out his weapon and was firing and fired some rounds through a wall and wound up, hitting his neighbor. She caught it, she caught a round in the leg and then it grazed her neck. Law enforcement came. They made a big production out of it. Like the LA County Sheriff shows up. They have a helicopter. They landed. Like they got their special SWAT team. They were saying the guy's barricaded inside. They make this big spectacle, man. They shut off roads. They put up this, perimeter. These guys fly in on a helicopter like a bad movie. They jump out dressed up like they're Navy SEALs or Green Berets or something, which they're the furthest thing from it. But I mean, I got to give it to them. At least they're doing something. But long story short, the guy got away. Like the guy got away. He wasn't in the building. They said he was. They were throwing flash bang to grenades and doing all this other kind of stuff. He wasn't even there. He was gone. And like the next day, later on that day, they come out with a picture of him. And if you see this guy, let us know. Man, like I said, at least they're trying. Law enforcement's getting better, but they are tasked. They are overtasked. And, it is what it is. But, hopefully they'll learn from all this. And I'm pretty sure they'll catch the guy eventually, but that happened. And we're talking about an apartment complex where the average rent in there is probably north of $5,000 a month. Probably got 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, probably going to cost you about $5,000. Can you imagine you spending that much money, spending $5,000 to live in an apartment complex and somebody shoots you through the wall? Hey, bro, it's crazy out here. Like you said, brother Jason, man, clowns out here, bro. It's clowns out here. So let's get into the video, man. We'll make this one a quick one. We're gonna get into the video, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So there's the chess set, right? So let's check this out, bro. This is a quick one, man. It's only about 9 minutes or so, and we're gonna have some fun with this.
And with 5 minutes left on the program, we're gonna have a game of speed chess. Winner takes all. All right, well, you're white. Off you go. Off we go. 5 minutes. Go.
That's racist, Piers. Cancel Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Are you good, Piers?
Well,
are you going to destroy me?
Clearly, from this opening, better than you.
So right off the bat, like Piers is over here talking big. Yeah, clearly from this opening, I'm better than you. Pay attention to Tate. He's just not even playing. You know what I mean? He's really trying to finish the conversation they were having earlier. He's just trying to finish the interview. And so there's the open right there. And again, they put the big board so you can follow along. 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining.
Let's see, I guess.
Okay. Let's be aggressive, shall we?
School chess champion, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Piers has been bragging, man. I'm a school chess champion. Word? What school? Elementary school? Like you dealing with a dude who's like could probably Tate's level of chess is professional level. You know what I mean? He doesn't, it's not like he's even competing. He's doing other things. I just found that funny.
It's tense.
Certainly.
Lennox Lewis was better than you when I played him.
Was he?
Well, he beat me 39 times out of 40. Check.
Yeah, he is pretty good at the game, I heard.
Look how aggressive Piers was. Piers figured, I'm going to go in here and make short work of this guy. And Tate's just kind of looking at the board like, all right.
Time to get aggressive with you, Mr. Tate. Show you a bit of toxic chess masculinity.
Well, the world's been pretty aggressive with me lately, Piers, so I'm used to it. It's fine.
Okay.
Oops, apologize.
How long we got?
Why do you think?
And it's funny that Piers is so heavily reliant on his queen, which a lot of people who play chess do that. I'm average at best when it comes to chess. But one of the things I do if I'm playing someone and I see that they're using certain pieces more than like relying on their queen or whatever, you know what I mean? They're relying on their bishops or whatever. I take them away. You know what I mean? I'll sacrifice my queen for yours. Now we got the queens off the board. Now let's see who can think. That's the way I do it. And again, I'm average at best.
I think the queen
345.
Why do you think the queen gets to jump across the board and the king doesn't?
Because it's sexist.
The game of chess is sexist, but perhaps it reflects life, Piers. Haven't you ever thought that when you look at a yacht in Dubai?
You're running out of time. Stop stalling. I know what you're
Fine,
doing.
I'll just take your
Oh, God!
I'll just take your queen.
Damn it.
I was trying to give you a little.
Right there. I mean, I like this, man. Like, Tate's just doing his thing, man. He's trying to, he talks about the chessboard all the time. He talks about why the queen is so powerful. He talks about being responsible for your moves. Like if you're losing chess, it's something that you did. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of stuff. And, right at this point, Piers realized he was completely outmatched by this dude. By this point, he realized it.
Little speech there you didn't want to listen to.
No,
I was
I
trying to
didn't.
tell you when you see a yacht in Dubai, the girl just gets an Instagram invite, gets to jump right on board. She
So
gets
listen.
to run across the board and do whatever she wants, but the man has to get there a square at a time. The man had to buy that yacht. That's the difference between being a man and being a woman. That's why the queen gets to do how she does.
A chivalrous man just always lets ladies go first.
Life and chess.
That's why I let you go first.
Life and chess.
A chivalrous man always lets the ladies go first. Yeah, you can do that. But in today's world, you have a lot of women who are like, no, I'm equal. I mean, you see it all the time. You try to hold the door open for a woman, you know what I mean? She might get mad at you, you know what I mean? Some women, not all, some. You know what I mean? You try to, it's cold out, you're standing out, you try to offer your jacket or whatever to, help keep them warm. And they're like, no, they don't want it. So right here, Piers is, to me, he's representative of the old way of doing business that, quite frankly, doesn't work anymore. And Tate is representative of maybe one of the new ways of doing business. And that's what the young guys tend to be, gravitating towards. They're running after that, looking for that leadership, starve for that leadership. But let's check. Let's continue.
Let's reflect, Piers.
I've made a catastrophic error, but I'm bouncing back.
Let's see. I always accidentally take someone's chick.
3 minutes.
I don't even mean to. It's just like, oops.
You need to stop knocking my pieces over like some.
And look, so Piers realizes he's lost this match. He already knows he's lost. There's nothing he can do. His position has crumbled. Tate's paying attention now. Piers knows he's going to lose. So now I think his strategy has shifted to, well, let me run the clock out. I'm just going to run out the clock. And at least I can say, well, you couldn't beat me inside of 5 minutes. Right? So you didn't beat me, did you? That's his plan, I think, at this point of the match. Right? And you know what I mean? So let's continue.
Doug.
Yeah, exactly. He's not getting in my head. They're talking to me saying you're getting in my head.
How do you think chess reflects life?
I think that it's all about strategy.
Correct.
That if you're good at chess, you can be good at pretty much anything because it's about thinking ahead. It's about planning. It's about relentless practice.
And you know what else is beautiful about chess?
Mhm.
If you lose, somewhere you made a mistake. There is no luck.
Absolutely right.
In chess, even if it's the smallest mistake, somewhere it was your fault. It teaches absolute self-accountability, which is something that we need a lot more of in the world today.
That is true.
That's an outstanding point. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. If you make a mistake, it's your fault. And Tate says that's also the case with boxing. You know what I mean? It's certainly the case with chess. But we live in a society where people don't necessarily want to be held to account. So, I mean, do they even have chess teams in school anymore? I'm sure some schools do. I never learned to play chess until I was an adult. My cousins knew how to play, but I couldn't sit still long enough to actually work some sort of strategy. So I didn't learn to play chess until I was an adult. But I love it when I sit around and play. I mean, you see the chessboard behind me. I love to play because you always learn something. You know, and for me, it's an exercise in patience. Sit back, see the board, work my hand the best I can. I was dating a woman once. You know what I mean? We were living at the time, and I was an air traffic controller. And she was very accomplished. Like her scholastic, resume was very impressive. You know what I mean? We're talking STEM stuff, right? But she didn't use the degree, which blew my mind. She didn't use that. But she would want to play chess. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, she was getting into chess and, was sitting around doing nothing. She'd pull the chessboard out, want to play, and I would beat her pretty easily. And it wasn't because I was, just that much better at playing chess. She played chess more than I did. I was patient. I would sit back and I would just kind of work my strategy. I wasn't locked into one strategy. I would sit there, look at the board, and I would act accordingly. I wasn't rigid like stone. I was fluid like water, right? So one day I came home, very bad day at work. It was bad in the sense that it was really tough. It was a bad air traffic control day. We had weather and storms everywhere and a lot of volume, and it was just a lot going on. My mind was spent. It was one of those days playing mental gymnastics for 8 hours. Literally. I've been around the block. I knew bad days, and that was a bad day. We got out of there. At the end of the day, we did our jobs. Everything went the way it was supposed to go. Not too many close calls, all that good stuff. I get home and, my people wants to play chess. She pushed the board out there, and I couldn't be patient. My mind was spent. I just couldn't focus, and she beat me. That might have been one match out of 15 that she actually beat. You know what I mean? When you count all the matches we had up to that point, she won. And her thing is, she wanted to be able to sit there and say, it's gonna be check in 5 or checkmate in 6 or whatever. She was trying to do that, and she was able to. She was successful because I just couldn't focus. I just couldn't focus. But she was so happy that she won that one time. I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? What about all those other times I spanked you when I wasn't tired? And that taught me something. It's like, always be ready. Always be ready. If I should have told her, no, I'm not going to play. If it meant that much to me, but it didn't mean anything to me. I let her talk or whatever. And we played again a couple of days later and I spanked her. You know what I mean? Like 3 in a row. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Tate and I'm looking at Piers. And right now, Piers started, he was really excited, really gung-ho. But at this point, he realized he bit off more than he could chew. Right. And he's gonna have to hold what looked like it's gonna be an L, but he's, like I said, he's gonna try to run out the clock, which I thought it was just crazy. Yeah, and Brother Carscar, Pierce pressure, right? You know what I mean? Casual Germs in the house. What's good, fam? Tate was trying to put Pierce on game. Pierce is too busy trying to win. Yes, he's too busy trying to look a certain way. I don't think he's really focused on the win as much as he is focused on trying to embarrass Tate, right? Which is, again, that's hubris right there, bro. He should have respected that man's abilities. You know what I mean? Brother JT, my father taught my brother and my brother turned out to be pretty good. I suck at chess. Yeah, I think it's a matter of being patient. I think it's just a matter of patience, but let's continue.
True.
And that's why chess is so important. You can take my knight if you want.
Okay.
You don't want it? Why don't you want my knight?
Because I'm playing a long game.
Oh, okay. Thought you'd want it. I'm going to leave it there in case you take it anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
Because I know what you want me to do. I'm not going to do it. Actually, I will do it now.
Okay, good. Check. 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 Check.
How long? I need to buy some time here. I need to buy some time.
See what I mean? He's like, how much time? I need to buy some time. He know it's over. This is it. He messed up. He messed up with it. Like, I think it was his 8th move is when he lost this match. His 8th move in this match is when he lost. You know what I mean? And then a little bit after that, Tate started talking about no matter what happens, you're responsible, right? Yeah, Piers lost this match long before he realized it. He only now is he realizing, like, oh my goodness, I'm in trouble. So I'm gonna try to run the clock out. Let's see what happens.
This is really playing well on radio, by the way. Damn it. I'm screwed.
Don't say that.
How long have I got? 1 minute 12.
Believe in yourself.
Oh, I never, ever give up.
Believe in yourself, Piers.
I do believe in myself, thank you.
Self-belief is important.
I do believe in myself, but this has not gone well. You're quite good at chess. I'll give you that.
Yeah, well, in the chessboard of life, I've done pretty good. I've done okay. Check.
The question is, can you beat me in time? You've only got 50 seconds.
Check. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Can you beat me in time? You see? He went right to his fallback. Well, if I could just run the board here, I could run out the clock. At least I'll have that bragging right.
I don't think you can.
Let's see. Mate in 2, Piers. Yeah, you can have that. Doesn't matter. It's mate in 2. Check. Mate. Good game. Good game.
Did you see that, bro? Mate in 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can have that. Tate didn't start playing really until about 50 seconds left in the match. That's when you can see he got up. He got up and like, all right, I'm not going to let this guy get any kind of victory here. You're not going to beat me, of course, but I'm not even going to let you run the clock out because Piers was talking crazy. And look at him, man. Piers is mad. He is mad. Bro, look, I'm going to put it up here, man. Look at his face, y'all.
Thanks, sir.
Well played.
Thank you.
25 seconds away from safety. Okay, well, Andrew Tate, I'll give you something. You're good at chess.
Thank you.
You have to be. You just beat me.
I know you're a internationally renowned
What has
player.
chess taught you about life, quickly?
I can teach you a lot of things. Like I said about the queen being able to run around the board, the king having to move a square at a time, about the fact you need to think ahead, absolutely everything is your fault. But there is a saying, which is actually one of my favorite sayings in the world. It said, a well-played game of chess is a sign of a gentleman, but an expertly played game of chess is the sign of a wasted life. And it's kind of sad. It was
Just to clarify.
That's so funny. And then the person jumped on and clarified the statement that Tate was trying to make that he slightly misquoted, but whatever. We get the point. You know what I mean? You should not commit your whole life to playing chess. There are those people who do, and it has its rewards, but you miss out on so much more. Earlier today, I had I posted a short, and I was talking about if I had to do over, if I could go back and make some changes, if I could tell my younger self, or if I can go back in time and change one thing, what would it be? And my answer to that was I would chase excellence instead of women. And I kind of reflected on how much time I spent in the pursuit of women and whatnot. And yeah, that's the one thing I would change. You know what I mean? And, when you watch this, like, it's kind of like what Tate was saying. Like you spent, dedicating your life to something like chess, or dedicating your life to, womanizing. It's like, nah, man, that's not it. You know what I mean? Being good at it, having a skill set that allows you to succeed at it, that's cool. But don't dedicate everything to it. At least that's what I took from that. You know what I mean? That's what I took from that. And then Brother JT is like, isn't his father a master chess player? Yes, his father should have been named Grand Master, but he wasn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was politics within the chess world and stuff like that. But yeah, Andrew Tate's father was, Grandmaster level chess player. And Andrew Tate, if I remember, when he was like 6, 7, 8 years old, he was beating grown-ups at chess. He was I want to say he was the top kid chess player in Indiana, I think it was. You know what I mean? Made the newspapers and all that. He was well on his way to being one of the greats in chess. But of course, it didn't work out that way. It didn't work out. So I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up here and chop it up. Because we're just going to, on this episode, man, we're just going to talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to, just kind of make this like a freestyle kind of open mic type of show. We can talk about anything y'all want to talk about, y'all. You know what I mean? If you want to jump up, just let me know in the comments what y'all want to talk about in the chat, and we'll definitely talk about it. But like I said, I did this short today. Let me see if I can find it. And I'll pull it up. Here it is. What would you change? It was a DL short, man. I'm gonna play this short, kind of react to myself, which is kind of cool, isn't it? And when I do these shorts, I don't do it here where I have the really good microphone and the great sound. I do it when I'm just somewhere in the crib. And so the microphone is a little hollow, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But, you know what I mean? I like doing them because I'll get a thought and I'm like, oh, let me, I got this little phone stand. I'll put the phone on the stand, turn it on, turn on the video and just shoot it. So, most of the time I'll have the TV in the background. So I'm reacting to whatever clip I'm watching on television, and I'll stop and comment. But today I was talking about, like, what would I change? So let's check this out. What's good, everybody? It's your man DL Saint. Time for a DL short. Last week, or maybe the week before last, I had a young man ask me, he was like, yo, Saint, if you could go back and change one thing, what would that be? And at the time, I didn't have an answer for him. I mean, I'm looking at where I am right now, and I reflect on my life. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It did pretty good, given where I started and where I am now. I thought I managed to do pretty good. Facts. I am happy with where I ended, given where I started, going through. Coming up in the streets, dealing with the choices that I made that were presented to me, doing what I was doing, living through the whole super predator era and all that, living through the crack epidemic. I was there when it hit. And to be here now, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I'm supposed to be, according to all the stats, according to all of the pros out there, I'm supposed to be in prison or in the ground. And there's a lot of people I came up with where that's the case. There are a lot of us out there who were successful. Some of us we went to the military, some got into law enforcement, some went off to pursue academic pursuits, you know what I mean? But, a lot of us didn't make it. Drugs, alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Drama. So I can't sit here and be like, oh man, life is all messed up. I did pretty good. But I've been thinking about it. And you know what? I would make some changes. One change. If I could go back and make one change, it would be this. I would chase excellence, not women. Shout out to Rich Cooper. I never heard that term when I was younger. Chase excellence, young people. And that's one of the things too, yo. I've been thinking about that for a while. And the time I spent chasing women, and I was chasing them without any real purpose, man. I was chasing just to be chasing them, I guess. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I talk about this in a minute here, but it wasn't like I was doing it with any intention of something real, something meaningful. You know, and I came up, I mean, there wasn't a, you come up and, you see older women that that watched you grow up and like, oh, hey, handsome, you so cute. How many girlfriends you got? Oh, you a heartbreaker. The guys, the older men be like, yeah, player, what's up? I know you getting it. I know you getting it. No one was talking about getting a wife. It wasn't talking about that. There wasn't no one out there talking about, finding someone who's going to, that's going to support you and submit, people say submit to you, but someone that you can grow, that's going to support you and you guys are going to grow together. It wasn't, and we didn't have them kind of conversations. It was like, go get a job, get a girlfriend, and, work your 9 to 5 or whatever. And I guess that's how life was really up until now. So, yeah, man, I reflect on so many opportunities that were lost that I did not pursue that I could have and I should have. So many opportunities. I can think of 2 or 3 off the top of my head right now. Like, man, had I just followed that stuff up, but I'll see a cute girl with a big butt and a smile. Boy, I'll be over there talking to her. Forget about making this money over here. I'm about to go holler at shorty. Man, that's what I would have done. If I could go back and change one thing, that's the one thing I would change. I spent a lot of time, energy, effort, and money in the pursuit of women. That's what we were doing. And I was around people, and everyone I was around, the thing was, you got to get a girlfriend. A girlfriend. Not a long-term relationship, not a wife, girlfriend. You got to get chose. Run a rotation. And I was sitting here thinking about it. Hours and hours on the phone, talking, getting to know people. Talking on the telephone for hours at a time, or else I was at your house or you was in mine. You know what I mean? That was from Houdini, Friends. Talking on the telephone for hours at a time, or else I was at your house or you was in mine. Then came the arguments that always comes to follow, besides making, well, I forget the lyrics now. It's been so long, man. That was the 80s. That was the 80s, man, Houdini. It started off, I guess it started off strong. Let me see. I guess we went wrong, but it started off strong. No, it started off strong, but I guess we went about the whole thing wrong. Because out of nowhere, it came to an end because we became lovers before we were friends. That's the song Friends from Houdini. They talk about that, right? There was the vicious cycle. You meet somebody, you do all this stuff. It's all fun. You're investing all this time, all this effort, right? All of it. You're just investing it into this person. And it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like weeks, months, years, decades invested in someone, and it's just all that energy and you know what I mean? So if I had to go back to do it again, I would definitely change that. Brother Jason, I went to trade school to become a machinist. If I could go back, I would go to university to become a programmer. That's what's up, bro. We got Miss AKA lady in the house. What's good, sis? How you feeling? How you feeling? Hope all is well. We're talking about if we could go back in time, what would we change? If we could change one thing, what would you change? A lot of people, man, the answer to the question is nothing. You know what I mean? And I talked about that too. So let's get back to the video. Going out, hanging out, in pursuit of women, in the nightclubs, in the park. When you meet someone, taking the days and days of just walking through the park or doing whatever, instead of chasing excellence. And I'm thinking and reflecting on all the opportunities that I didn't pursue because I was pursuing that. All the opportunities, all the money that I left on the table because I was pursuing women. And here's the thing. I'm in my 50s, single. So all that time and effort for zero payoff in the end. Zero payoff, y'all. Zero. Zero. All that for what? For what? I did it backwards, man. So when I talk to these young folks, I tell them like, yo, y'all need to think it through. Again, life is chess. Think it through. If you lose, it's because of something you did. It was a poor move on the board that you made that led to your situation today. Point blank, period. It's something you did. No one else's fault. Something you did. And for me, that move was, womanizing, chasing women. I should have been chasing excellence instead. And it would have led to, I think it would have led to and possibly could have led to a better outcome. Who knows? And that's one of the things too, man. We talk about what could I have changed and this and that. We really don't know what would have happened. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. We have no idea. So yeah, man. And and Brother Jason was like, oh man, maybe go to university to be a programmer. That might have been a good move, bro. Depends on how much it would have cost to go to university. You know what I mean? Depends. You know what I mean? Because there's cost to that. You know what I mean? Like, how much would it have cost you to be a programmer? And what would it have been enough just to get, like, possibly, can you make it work with an associate's? Probably not. You're gonna have to get a bachelor. Okay. Do you need a master's? Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of what ifs in that scenario. Just like it's a lot of what ifs if I hadn't chased women like I was chasing women. Brother Doug's in the house. What's good, fam? We got Beautifully Animated Speaks in the house as well. What's good, love? Always a pleasure to see you. When I was in college, I would have only taken classes towards my degree. Going for a certificate while studying for my degree wasted a lot of my financial aid. I was poorly counseled. Most of us were. Like, when you look at college now, especially today, man, it's a finesse. It's a finesse. Like, all that time and energy to get a degree, and today you don't even need it. To keep it 100, you don't even need it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, but again, and if the answer is, hey, I wouldn't have changed anything, there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. You know what I mean? Hey, that's a good answer. Like, I think I played this to the best of my ability. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So yeah, like Andrew Tate stuff. And it's funny, like, when you watch a lot of Tate's content, man, he was doing his best to put game out there. He was really doing his best. He said some wild stuff, and then he would have those clips that that led to what it led to. But a lot of people don't talk about the message he was putting out there. He was like, oh, he's misogynistic and he's saying all these negative things about women. He was saying a lot of negative things about dudes. He was telling dudes, like, it's like Andrew Tate's take on whose fault it is. Like, you're not mad at women. He's always giving women game. Like, just talking about, there's a video out there. Let me see if I can find it. I sent it to some folks, so I might be able to find a video where Tate was talking about basically giving game to women, and he's talking about the simpletons of the world and who he blames. Like, he's talking about how women move. So if I can find it, I think it was here. And I didn't, forgive me for not being prepared for this. I can't find it because I sent it to a buddy of mine. Oh, here it is. Here's right here. I'm gonna see if I can find it and pull it up. All right, give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna try to pull this up. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. We got Brother Mike in the house, man. What's good, fam? Always a pleasure to see you. Beautifully Animated. I strongly believe my counselor set me up to get more money for school instead of counseling me for my benefit. Absolutely. I can see that happening. I mean, that's part of it. It's a business. They look at how much they can get out of you, man. If they can get $100,000 out of you. They can get you to sign up for $100,000 worth of loans to go to school to do whatever. They're going to do it. They're going to do it, right? The counselors work for the school, and that their job to funnel in money. I'm surprised they don't get kickbacks. Miss AK, hey lady, that's hard to say because a lot of who I am was developed from these experiences. Doing better would have required me to know better. But if I had the knowledge, I would have had a different approach to marriage. Oh, that's another good thing too. Yeah, like the way we look at marriage, the approach. That's a good one, sis. That's a good one. Knowing what you know now, would you have gotten married at the point you got married? Would you have gotten married sooner? Later? That's a good point right there. Nightish in the house. What's good, fam? I haven't seen Sister Candace. I hope she's okay. I haven't seen her. You know what I mean? Can't wait for her to jump on. Hopefully she'll jump on today. I haven't seen her. So I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna pull up this. What is it? All right, let me find this. Let me find this clip I want to play a Tate. And he was, this is just one of those, I just want to give you an example of Tate giving, kind of giving up some game a little bit. Just a little bit. And man, I should have, y'all see I wear glasses, right? I don't be bringing them up. And I need to. I should be putting my glasses on. See if I can find it through this. Yeah, that's it. So just give me a second and I'll find it. It was which, man, I didn't realize it was so many gamers. I guess Tate is the lord of the guys. I guess he is the lord of the gamer dudes, man. And this is Tate talking about how to tell if a woman is a good woman or if she's, like for the streets, I guess. And the name of the episode is Andrew Tate's Hodor philosophy, which is hilarious. And let's check this out, y'all. So yeah, and like I said, this is kind of like an open mic show. We could talk about whatever. We started with Tate playing chess against Piers Morgan and destroying him. And now we're going to get into this clip of how Tate and Andrew and his brother Tristan, what they look for, because women were asking questions. And the lady answering the questions in this, her name is Bianca, very beautiful woman. She's a registered nurse, but she has paused her career to pursue a career as an Instagram model. And and a fitness instructor. I have met her in real life. She is absolutely stunning inside and out. Like she has like the perfect demeanor. So shout out to you, love, if you out there watching. And again, she's in Miami doing her thing. I was down there at the Miami Art Festival when I bumped into her. And boy, oh boy, she really is attractive. Really, really cool. So let's check this out, y'all.
Okay. But go ahead.
Okay. So considering that you guys have been with a bunch of different girls.
No. I told you earlier. Told you I was a man of God.
Man of God. Open it, man of God.
Man of God.
Man of God.
Man of God.
Amen.
I'm sorry she said that, Jesus. Don't listen to her.
Where's the holy water?
Says the person that says that they would get with the ring girls right after their fight.
When I meant get with, I meant read the Bible. We were playing cards.
Okay, you have.
Yo, y'all see how charming this dude is? Like, you see how charming this cat is. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they miss that. You know what I mean? Again, like this whole thing they went through with the allegations and the detainment in Romania, it's such a shame because, like I said, these cats in real life, if you get an opportunity to share space with these dudes, like to sit down and chop it up and have a conversation, I'm telling you, if they could sit down and talk to everyone, people would have quite a different opinion of these dudes. But let's continue.
You have a lot of diversity. You have a lot of different coming at you. What would set a girl apart for you to see her differently? That's my question.
That's a good
question.
And that's a really good question. And the thing is, Bianca and Nina the Pineapple and, you know, some of the other women that you've seen on like Fresh and Fit, or some of the women who make the rounds in the manosphere, like whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit podcast, you know what I mean, whatever. Even Donovan Sharp's going out there getting panels together. A lot of women are sitting back and they're looking at this because they understand their situation. There's like they get to a point where they're getting success, they're getting money, they're getting the bread, but they're coming across guys who just want to smash. And they don't understand why these top tier guys aren't taking them serious. And Bianca's asking the question like, well, you know, she's trying like, well, here's a couple dudes. You know what I mean? She's probably looking at these guys are attractive and charming. I really want to know what they think, so maybe I can adjust the way I move. And like for Bianca, I would say, go back to nursing, babe. Get back into your field and do what you love. You made the bag. You got that money. Put that money aside. Go be a nurse, and that'll put you, you know what I mean, in circles with high top tier, high value guys that just know you as a nurse. You know what I mean? Yeah, they'll be able to find your pictures, your bikinis and all that kind of stuff. But they're like, you left that behind. Maybe you'll have a good shot at it. At least that's what I think. But anyway, let's continue.
That's a good question. And I think at the point in my life now, if I were dating and I was trying to find a new girl, I'd be looking for so many tiny things. You know what? Like they say, in the eyes of an amateur, there's many possibilities, but in the eye of the expert, there's few. Right. So like if you're a boxer and you're an amateur, it's chaotic. But if you're a professional, it's pretty simple. It's left or right. You know what to look for. So I feel like, because I'm an old man, 35 today, I kind of feel like I know what to look for, and I'd be looking for a billion tiny little things. So if I let's say I'm dating a new girl and I walk into a high-end restaurant, and some guy or someone or some girl, oh hi, and she's like, oh hi, instant red flag. Why the fuck? Why do you know this bitch in this restaurant? How many times you been in this restaurant?
Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he lost me right there, man. Why you got to say the B word or whatever? Come on, y'all. He's just being colorful. He's on the panel, again, trying to be charming, make these people laugh. It is what it is. I'm not making excuses for the man, but that's how I see it. He's in character, right? But what he's saying holds a lot of weight. It holds a lot of weight. Being someone who, you know, spent a chunk of his life chasing women, those little things do add up. He ain't lying about that. Like, we're going into a high-end restaurant somewhere, and she know mad people. She know the bartender. She know the hostess. She know that the head maitre d'. She knows the owner. Like, bro, how many times you been in here? Right? How many times? I've been in your crib. I see how you living. You can't afford to come in here that many times. You know what I mean? It adds up. And those dudes are making note of it. They're looking at it. Beautifully Animated speaks at Miss AKA Lady. You saying that makes me think of my daughters who recently told me she was sad when she was younger because she was the only child and didn't have any siblings to play with. Man, there's the playground. That's why there's always the playground. We can make friends. And then Sister Beautifully continues. With that said, I would have put myself out there more to get a husband and have more kids. Huh. All right. I see that. And then Miss AK is like, that's why I have two. So, you know, sisters are like, hey, you know, going back and forth. And Sister Beautifully continues. I didn't want a sperm donor. I broke up with him before I found out I was pregnant. And then I was dodging the BSers. You know what I mean? So then Miss AKA answers, I got married at a good age. However, I married based on what my family wanted, not who I was compatible with. Everything turned out okay. So that's a blessing. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. You know, people say arranged marriages, you know, they don't do that anymore. There's people that try to couple, you know, kids up. They try real hard to do that. So yeah, man, that's a good point there. And Sister Beautifully Animated speaks. It is a blessing. And I said, Miss AKA Lady. And I'm happy for you because I wasn't married. I just didn't want any more kids in that situation. You know what I mean? I feel you, Miss AKA Lady is saying, LOL. take you behind to the playground. That's what I was saying. Yeah, you won't send me. You better go to the playground. We're gonna have some play brothers and sisters, and there's cousins. You know what I mean? We can figure that out. Take you behind to the playground. Absolutely. Cause yeah, that's what it was with my little girl. Like, man, we can set up a play date. That don't mean I gotta have another kid. You know what I mean? But let's get back to the Tates.
Who's that? Who's that?
A
bitch?
red flag.
Who's that bitch?
Mhm.
Who's this?
Hey, y'all, look at that. Look at that. Let me put this on the full screen. Let me take this down. Look at that. Brother Mike be everywhere. He be everywhere. Look at that. Modding and everything else, man. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Oh, y'all couldn't see it. Y'all couldn't see it with my big head in the way, but there it is right there. Look at that, Brother Mike down there in the corner right there. Hit the damn like button. Ha! Yo, he be making it happen. So let's get back to it.
This dude. Oh, he's my friend. He's a promoter. Red flag. There's no such thing as male friends. Another bullshit.
Bam.
But like
Red
women don't actually realize what men find attractive, because if you did, you'd all act completely different.
Bam.
You ain't got a clue,
Bing
right?
bong.
So if you go like girls dancing in the club, like no, stand the fuck still.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
Don't do that. I
Thank
don't want to
you.
see.
Ladies, young ladies, old ladies, all ladies. Did y'all hear what he just said right there? If you with your guy, if you with a guy that you're hoping to be with long term, whatever, don't be twerking and moving and all that in the club. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if you do it, make it very, very, very subtle. Just very subtle. Now, if you're in a salsa spot or whatever, you know what I mean? You're ready to get out there and dance. That's one thing. You know what I mean? Go on out there. Yeah, go on and get your salsa, your merengue on, man, your bachata, do whatever. But when you go into a regular club and you just trying to twerk and bend over and touch the flow and put it on, that's gonna hurt you. And the stuff that Tate's saying, he ain't gonna say it out loud. I'm not gonna say it. You got people you dealing with. The average dude, like the dude who know what he's doing, he's not gonna say it out loud. He's simply gonna place you in a different category. Oh, this how you get down? You get down like this? All right. See what's up with you and your girl. Let's see what's up with you and your partner. We're gonna take it back to the penthouse. We're gonna take it back to the boat. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on. You're just gonna get placed in a different category. So be careful when you do that. Like if you don't care, like if you just in it for the smash, you just trying to get your back blown out, then yeah, do all that sexy stuff. Do it all. Dress it the whole nine. Do it all. And that's all it's going to be. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to have a relationship with a dude, especially a top tier dude, and he'll be walking to the club. You know, that's so embarrassing for the guy that's standing next to you. That's so embarrassing. The guy's gonna remember that. That's game right there. You know what I'm saying? That's game. Miss AK, hey lady, I think arranged marriages can work if the arranger knows how to match. I agree. Also, I would take it a step further. I think arranged marriages will work if it's really, really, really difficult to get divorced and there's a stigma attached to being divorced. I think it'll work. But I mean, it's just one of those things like, you know, you don't want to force somebody to stay in a situation where it's abusive and things like that. But right now it's too easy to get a divorce. And then it's too costly for one of the parties involved. So, you know, I think arranged marriages work, but it only works in a certain type of society. It doesn't work in a society that we have today. You know what I mean? Brother Jason, I see Michael everywhere too, man. He's on fire. He really is. He really is. Literally everywhere. That's my dude. That's my dude. He's probably in King Rich's comment right now. And then he'll jump back over here. He don't even know we're talking about him right now. Sister Beautiful only made it. If we go to a club and can't dance, what's the point of going? Let's just go to the bar. Here's the thing, sis. If you're going to the club and you want to dance and get down, and that's how you dance, the twerking and all that, go with your girls. Don't let dudes see you. Don't put it on Instagram, Facebook, none of that. But if you're with a guy and you're trying to be with that dude, and that dude is top tier, and you come into the club and you know what I mean, you start dropping it and all that, popping it, that guy might put you in a separate category. Prior to y'all getting in there, he might have been, you know, looking at you like, all right, this might be something long term. I'm liking what I'm seeing. She's, you know, she's very reserved. You know what I mean? She's noble. She's carrying herself like royalty. Then you get into the club and she just bends over and is like popping it and, you know what I mean, dropping it like Nina the Pineapple, which looks good. But now he's gonna be like, okay, okay. I see what it do. And like I said, and Tate talks about there are little things that add up. It's not like one big thing. And we're gonna let it run here in a second so y'all can hear what he's talking about. So I would suggest don't go to the club with a dude you trying to lock down and do that. I would say that. Let me say, okay, hey lady, my ancestors didn't put a little twerk in the hood. They surf. LOL. Approach me crazy if you want to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like in the hips, guys. Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's who, like, if you're looking at a dude long term, you know, you're trying to play that. I want this job. I want to be your significant other. Then you're gonna have to play that role, and you get one time. Like those little things add up. Everybody knows you in the bar. Everyone knows you in a high end restaurant, right? Go down to the port. You know what I mean? Go down to the docks or whatever to get on the yacht. Everybody knows you on the docks. Everybody know you. They see you down. Hey, what's good? Good to see you again. Man, you got a boat? What you doing down here? All that adds up. You know what I mean? And that's what Tate's talking about. So let's get back to that. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, it's all sexy. Stop.
Yeah.
You're like, stop. Dancing in the club, people knowing who she is, her being busy. I don't trust them busy bitches. If I'm like, it's Tuesday, let's grab lunch. Oh, I can't because, you know, I've got a new opening of my friend's store, and then my cousin is a TikTok influencer, and then after that, I'm going to the shut up. I don't like that shit. Right? No, I'm telling you, but I know this because through experience, all these tiny things add up to the same thing. They all add up to the same thing. There's no such thing as a girl who goes into high-end restaurants who everybody knows, who's busy all the time, who ain't jumping on some dick. I don't want it, right? So me personally, what would set a girl apart? It would be, I know it sounds completely unrealistic. It'd be a very beautiful, kind, courteous woman who really doesn't know very many people, really doesn't do very much, extremely small circle, who was honest and open about the fact she's dating somebody, right? If she wants to take a picture of the food, if she takes a picture of the food and my hand's in it, I'll notice that. If she's angling it, so my hand ain't in it, I notice these things. I've been around the block. I ain't gonna say.
Tate is giving game. Ladies, Tate is giving game right here. It's facts. I can't tell you how many meals I've been on. And I'll sit back. You know what I mean? Y'all know my favorite restaurant, Mr. Chow. Shout out to Mr. Chow. You know, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying hard to get me like a little sponsorship or something for Mr. Chow. So I'm trying hard. I'm gonna make it happen. Give me a year. I'm gonna make it happen. But I'm in there. I'm in Mr. Chow's. You know what I mean? Or I'm in EPLP, or I'm in Nobu, or I'm in Fig and Olive. You name it. You name the high-end joint. And I'm sitting there with who I'm sitting there with, and she's taking pictures of the plates and the food or whatever, but she's not taking pictures of me. And I'll play around. I'll reach for my glass, whatever, right? And my hand will be in the shot. You know what I mean? And then, you know, she won't take the picture, or she'll take it and then, you know, you'll see immediately delete it. It all adds up. We watching. We watching. Like I said, Tate ain't mad at the women. Like, he's using a colorful language, but he would never say it to the woman. He'll just let it play out. Like, all right, I see what it is. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this. This is what I'm gonna get out of the situation. You get placed into another bracket. And that's what I do. Like, okay, I'm gonna place. Okay, all right, I see what's going on here. Bet. You know what I mean? And when I get a woman like that, guess what? I'm ordering for her. Oh, I didn't want that. I don't care what you want, baby. You know what I mean? I didn't want you not taking pictures of my hand. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Now you gonna get what I get. Or I'll give her options. You know, did you want to try the chicken or the lamb, or do you want to just do the salad right here? Nah, you're not getting, you know what I mean, the filet. You're not getting that. You're not getting all this other stuff. Nuh-uh. I'm gonna start picking little things like that, especially if her attitude is bad. If I'm dealing with a woman like her attitude is bad, the way she's talking to folks, she's talking down to people, that's when I'll start. All right, I made a mistake here. That's fine. I'm gonna fix this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fix this. You eating what I eat. But like I said, ladies, he's giving game. He is giving game. Let's continue.
Say nothing. Well, like, all right, bitch, yeah, you fucking short ribs, but this one finger is gonna upset some dude you're talking to. Well, like, all right, bitch, yeah, you want the fuck
I just wanted to back it up.
honest and open about the fact she's dating somebody, right? If she wants to take a picture of the food, if she takes a picture of the food and my hand's in it, I'll notice that. If she's angling it so my hand ain't in it, I notice these things. I've been around the block. I ain't gonna say nothing. Well, like, all right, bitch, yeah, you want the fucking short ribs, but this one finger is gonna upset some dude you're talking to on Insta, right?
And like you said, it's like, I'm not gonna say nothing. That's really important. And I'm talking to the dudes out there. Like these dudes, you're working your way up. You're coming out of the bottom 80. You're working yourself up into the top 20. You're trying to become a higher status dude. When you notice these things, bro, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Uh-oh. Stop the show. Sister Candace is in the house. What's good? Hey, love, I got something for you. I got something for you. Sister Candace, that's for you. Told you I was going to find that Don DeMarco thing. And I've been waiting for 2 days for you to come in here so I can use it. I used it once when you weren't around. I thought you was in here, but you didn't. I use it. Now I'm going to use it all the time, but I was waiting for you to get here. So good evening to you, sis. So happy to see you. Miss AKA lady, if you were twerking in a high-end restaurant when you ain't got no home training, if you twerking in a high-end restaurant, then you ain't got no home training. If we were on vacation away from home, I'm turned up. Yeah, but if you're on vacation away from home with a dude, that's probably that's your dude. Y'all in a relationship. You know what I mean? And it's going to be understandable. But again, these little things add up. We're under the premise that you're trying to get on with a dude. And again, like, and sis, I would honestly say, like, you know, be careful turning up with your guy in certain places. Like, you know, like, depends on where you are. Don't put your man in a situation where they got to go knock somebody out. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? You popping it. I'm just saying, be careful with it. But we're talking about, remember the original question is like, what are guys looking for in order to elevate that woman to a different status? That's what we're talking about. So this is at the beginning. You know what I mean? At the beginning, don't matter where y'all at. You know what I mean? You don't want to be twerking around dude like that in the beginning. You know what I mean? And she's like, yes, sir, Don DeMarco. Yeah, that was for you, sis. So, but yeah, Tate's giving game right now, y'all. And like you said, dudes, I want to finish my point. Guys, you're working your way up to the next level. Don't take it personal, man. When you see these things, don't call her names and all that, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Wrap it up. If you, and what I mean by wrap it up, wrap up the event. Like if you're sitting there, let's say you're waiting for your table and she's really putting on one. Like sometimes you got to wait a couple minutes, you know, before they can prepare your table or whatever. Although when I'm in Miami at Mr. Child's, I don't have to wait long. They take care of me down there. I see y'all. They be really taking care of a brother. Like I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes. And so if you're there and she's acting a certain way, come up with an excuse. Like, you know, look at your phone. Like, hey, babe, can we go? We got to do a rain check. I got to get going. I got an emergency. I got to go deal with. Got a problem. My cat, whatever. Get her out of there. If you know she's already turned up and doing all this kind of crazy stuff and talking fly to folks, don't go through dinner. It's time to flake. Go ahead and flake, dude. Go ahead and flake. Drop her off. Ghost her. Done. You're moving on. If she's like really bad, I've only done that once. You know what I mean? That was a long time ago. Like was it LA? Yeah, we're in LA. Only did that once. I was like, oh man, this is not who I thought she was. And she was on one. So fellas, don't get mad. Don't say nothing. Just observe. That's it. You know what I mean? Miss AKA lady, she's like, I'm a safe bet. All good vibes. I believe you, shawty. I believe you. I've been checking your pictures on Instagram, looking good. I'll be watching. The streets be watching. But let's continue.
Even I'm at the point now where I've been around. I've met beautiful women, and when I say beautiful, I mean 15 out of 10.
Yeah.
Private Insta, no profile picture. I said, why don't you have a profile picture? Because I don't want guys to follow me.
Sheesh.
That's the kind of shit I like.
Sheesh.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a woman, right? But a lot of that's cultural as well. That's very hard to find in the USA.
Colombia.
There's other countries you can go to where that's a lot more common. In the USA, all the girls are about clout. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But it's different. So what I would be looking for is a bunch of tiny little
You're in
things.
the USA, by the way.
I know, babe.
But he's right about that. The private Instagrams is a big hit. private Insta number, pictures of them and their family or pictures of their pets, you know what I mean? Pictures of like, random thing like flowers with a ladybug on it. I've come across women that had Instagrams like that. Like, yo, you know what I mean? It's private. They finally, you know what I mean? They accept your request or whatever. You get in there and it's like hardly any pictures. The profile picture, especially, it's not of her. It's not of her body. You know what I mean? Like I've seen that. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? That's becoming more and more rare, but it's still out there. I met someone, I guess about a month ago now, private Instagram, you know what I mean? And got into the Instagram and, just pictures of family events, pictures, you know what I mean? Like of, cooking and, hanging out with the family and stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's another one. Again, it's these are little bitty things on their own. It's not big, not a big thing at all, but they add up. You know what I mean? They add up, and that's what he's talking about. So let's continue.
On vacation.
Sorry.
vacation.
Yeah, for a few
Vacation.
days, 3 weeks.
But it's a bunch of tiny little things, and those tiny little things, if it's kind of like, it's a good thing I'm not a girl, because if I had the knowledge I have and I was a girl, I'd be dangerous.
Dangerous, bro.
I'd be dangerous.
We see it all the time.
I'd have billions in the bank. You don't know how I'd finesse. Oh, I'd kill the game. I'd be Miss fucking timid sitting there. Oh, I've never been here before, like on my 25th date and shit. I'd kill it. But yeah, like so. And one more thing I want to say. Another thing that is ultra off-putting, and girls don't realize this. It's extremely off-putting when a man goes on a date with one of them real confident girls. It's off-putting. And I'll tell you why it's off-putting. It's not because I'm insecure. It's because...
Now listen to this part right here, y'all. I actually had to think about it. I'm like, he has a good point. And it made a lot of sense to me, y'all. Pay attention to this part right here.
I've just picked you up. You don't know me. I'm a 6'3" kickboxing world champion. I could be a psycho. You don't know me. You're sitting next to me. You're confident as fuck. How many times has big dudes picked your ass up? This should be unfamiliar. You should be a bit nervous. Like, who the fuck's this guy? But you're all like, oh, hi, yeah, that. I'm like, well, you're all right. Another Wednesday, yeah, ho. You understand? So it's even, you could come and sit in my car and just be confident, know some girl in the restaurant, and then sit down and think the date went fine. And by the time the end of it, I'm like, nah, I'm not interested.
The small things.
Small things.
Yeah,
I've been around the block. I've been around the block.
And what he mean by nah is, she ain't going to be, you know what I'm saying? She's not going to be top tier in my eyes. I'm going to go ahead. She's a fun girl. I'm going to put her over here. We're going to have a good time. Like, all right, she's fine. She's beautiful. I need somebody to come, turn up, come to the party, whatever. She's going to add to my status in that sense that people expect that caliber of guy to show up with a beautiful woman. So, okay, that's the role. And if you're cool with that, ladies, if you're all right with that role, then you good. But if you're trying to lock down a guy, it could work against you. And that's what he's saying. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
You're right about it.
What about you?
Well, my answer is going to be very similar, but when I'm going to talk about the eye of the expert, as Andrew was saying, and the small things you could notice. So when you've read the Bible to as many women as I have, you notice small things that most men don't. So there was this girl from out of town. She lived about 2 hours away from me, so I could only see her one day every week, or 2 days every 2 weeks, etc. And I had to go to Istanbul for business. I thought, this girl's quite quiet. She doesn't have Instagram. She was passing all the main tests. So I flew her to Istanbul. She knows I'm going to stay in the.
He said main test. Ladies, dudes shit test women just like women shit test men. Top tier guys are setting traps. They're setting traps and they're seeing if you'll fall for the okie doke. So again, if you're after a top tier guy, ladies, keep this in mind. Keep it in mind. He's going to bring around thirsty dudes of equal status to see how you do. He's going to bring around guys he knows going to holler at you. He's going to do it. Right? And he's going to give the guy the green light. Oh, man, we cool. I don't really know it like that, though, bro. It is what it is. Do you, bro? You're not going to hear that conversation. It's a trap. He's trying to see where your head at. You going to fall for dude? He might even bring in a guy that's real good at womanizing. He might bring in the alpha chat. He might bring in the pretty boy. They really got game just to see where you at. This is what the top tier guys are doing. These dudes are not starved for women or beautiful women. They ain't even pressed. They don't care. That's all that they see. So, ladies, if you're trying to get one of these guys, beware. There are tests out there.
In the best of the best places. I get to this 5-star hotel. She opens her little suitcase, this young girl, and she pulls out a hairdryer. And I'm like, she doesn't know that all 5-star luxury hotels have hairdryers in the bathroom. That's main chick material. You see, a lot of you girls, it's the tiny details. As Andrew was saying, if I was a girl and I knew this information, I'd be dangerous. It's tiny things like bringing a hairdryer to a 5-star hotel. I'm like, she doesn't need it, but the fact that she bought it means she isn't flying to 5-star hotels with a bunch of dudes. Because otherwise she'd know that basic piece of information.
Yeah, it's another
But
thing.
that's already when you have her in the car and you're taking her to a hotel.
No, that's the point. But
no, I knew her for a few months before that.
But no, another point is it's other things. Like, this is why I say women don't understand what men find attractive. Like, I understand you girls want to live your life. And I understand that you want to put up sexy pictures on Instagram, whatever. I don't have a problem with a girl putting up a picture in a bikini. I don't actually have a problem with that. What I do know, if I see a girl in 15 different locations, she ain't pay for that shit.
Boom. Boom. There it is. There it is. Again, he's giving game. He's not saying don't do these things, ladies. He's not. He's saying if you do these things, the top tier guys see it. The bottom 80 dudes, they don't. They just happy to be in your presence. They can't believe they're around a hot chick. But the top tier guys, they always around hot chicks. Like, you know how to read it. I look at that. Now, there are women, and I know some, who can afford to go anywhere they want to go, and they go often. They go. I'm talking all 4 corners of the world, and they pay for it themselves. But it's not a lot of women like that. And, you know what I mean? Like, listen to what he says about these pictures.
I don't give a fuck what hustler, boss babe. I don't care what fucking shitty clothing brand you put your bio.
Yeah.
You did not pay to go Singapore, Dubai, Tokyo in the last 2 months. You're a fucking liar.
And that's another point too. Even my friends who travel well, they don't travel that much because they got to go to work. They got to go make that money that allows them to go pay for these places, right? So you're not going to see, you know what I mean, within a 90-day span that they're in London, Seoul, you know what I mean, they're in Singapore, you know what I mean, then they go to Tokyo, and then they're in Geneva in 90 days. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? You're not going to see that. They got to go to work. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, there are people out there who can take 3 months off. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's a whole different kind of level right there, like true 1%ers. But let's face it, how many of us really know 1%ers, true 1%ers, right? So that's what they're saying. These dudes are looking at all those things. You know what I mean? Let's say, okay, hey, lady, like, yeah, if you holler at your guy's friend, even if it's a new situation, then you wilding. But if I bring my girls around and he shoots his shot, then he needs to go too. That's just reckless behavior. Yeah, but these are one of those double standards. If you bring in dimes around a top tier guy, I mean, and he shoots his shot or whatever, it's not gonna hurt him at all. You feel me? He really doesn't care. But I hear you though. That is reckless. Like, come on, bro. I get you. And if you're a woman with you know, morals and integrity, yeah, you should do that. But a lot of women, they fall for the competition thing. They fall for it. He'll smash one of her friends. I've seen dudes that run through a whole crew. Tried to get on the main chick, and she wasn't having it. So he ran through the whole crew. And when he was done, he was still cool with everybody. Right? So as a woman, if a woman runs through a whole dude's crew, she's gonna be looked on a certain way. And they're not gonna let her really hang out like that. She's gonna be a fun girl. Whenever she comes around, they're gonna be pointing at her like, hey, no matter what, somebody can smash her. But the dudes aren't seen the same way. You know what I mean? And that's one of those terrible, I'm not gonna say it's terrible. That's just a double standard. It is what it is. That's how the game goes. That's how the game is played. But I feel you though, if you have integrity, but most women, when they're dealing with a top tier guy, they're not gonna bring their girls around. Not until they understand what type of footing they're on with that guy. Why would you bring your friends around who are dimes? You know what I mean? But I agree with you. Like, beautifully animated. That's reckless and disrespectful. She's agreeing with Mr. K. Hey, lady, And Miss AKA is saying, no, DL, that's disrespectful in your girl's face. That's wild. I don't care how much bread you got. You're out of control and will possibly stress me out. Yeah, that's you. But like I said, there's not a lot of women who have that type of integrity. You know what I mean? And dude, if he really knows what he's doing, he's going to do it on the low. And the problem, I ain't going to lie to you, the person who's really out of pocket is the female. She knows, like, wait, y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's you, my friend, and I know you trying to holler at dude. Like, I know you trying to, you know what I mean? You looking at him for some, you know, long-term play. Right? Not even play, like you're trying to get on long-term relationship with this guy. And then she maneuvers herself and like allows him to holler at her and, you know what I mean, slide the number, slide the Instagram, whatever. And then boom, she's in the DMs or whatever. Yeah, I put a little bit more of that on the women because women can pretty much, you know what I mean, she can always go get another guy. Like, but why she got to come after your guy? Like that's the problem with the top tier man thing, the high value man thing. All the women want them. So I don't know. And I mean, ladies, I mean, if you come across, I'm curious now, ladies, if you come across a good guy, like a real top tier, high value man, the dude, cream of the crop, do you keep him away from your girls? Should you keep him away from your girls? Huh, I wonder. Brother Rook's in the house, man. Yo, Rook, if you got some time, man, jump up on this joint. You know what I mean? That's my guy. That is my guy. You know what I mean? Brother Rook, number one, a top tier guy should be intuitive enough to see it without having to test a woman. Ooh, good point, bro. Number two, if his girl is messing with other dudes in front of him, then he's not a top tier guy. LOL, just saying. That's what's up, man. Brother Rook in the house, man. Like he can give you some game. He could put you on game. But yeah, that's just one of those things. But let's continue with with Tate.
Dudes are paying for that.
And if you are a self-made millionaire, you're there with your friends. Why you buy yourself at every picture? You are a self-made millionaire, legit. Let's pretend it's some fantasy land that's completely true. Why are you alone at every dinner? Why are you alone at every bar? Why are you alone on every beach? Where are your girlfriends? And you're a millionaire. Bring your friends.
You were
with
gonna
you.
Target.
So
Yeah. And this is another thing. So I'll even just look at a girl's Instagram and just go, too many locations.
We know.
Too many locations. And this is the thing, but the girls don't really have to try and hide it. The reason I can say all these things and girls don't try and hide it is because they don't have to hide any of these things. All the things I'm saying to you are things that turn off every man. Not just me, every man.
Yep.
Every man notices them. But they'll still simp for your ass anyway because you're pretty. And this is the game. There's a lot of red pill guys and a lot of guys who hate on women for getting away with what they get away with. I don't blame the women. It's the pussy ass dude that puts up with it. We all set our own boundaries in life, right? If you're going to.
And that right there is something that I point this out to all the red pill dudes that I come across, the ones that be talking that big talk, saying all this negative stuff about women. Like, bro, that's your fault. Just like Tate saying, that's your fault, bro. The fact that she knows she can do this to you and get away with it, she know you ain't going nowhere, that lets you know how she sees you. Period. That's it. Why you mad at her? That's the game, man. That's how the game is played. Get in where you fit in, player. Obviously, your status isn't high enough, right, for her to want to come at you with you know what I mean, properly. These red pill dudes, man, there's a lot of dudes, they are angry. They are mad, but it's like, hey, fellas, put in the work. Don't get mad. Just do the work. Like I said at the top of this show, like we were saying earlier, not the top of the show, but we were saying earlier, right? Chase excellence. Don't worry about these women. Because this is what comes with it. This is what comes with it. You might come across a woman who's just as good at the game as you are. And she knows all this stuff. She's been listening to the Tate. She's been listening to the OGs out there. And she has a private Instagram. And there's no profile pics of her. And she doesn't know anyone anywhere. And she brings a dryer to a 5-star hotel and all these other things, which is all game. Right? She might have just mastered the game. And in the end, she's going to run your pockets, leave you standing there with your pockets turned inside out and your feelings hurt because you lost. And it's your fault. Just like in chess, bro. It's your fault. And then you get mad. Don't get mad, bro. Get better. You know what I mean? Get better. Sister Beautifully Animated. My circle of friends is very, very, very small circle. So yeah, I'll bring my girls around or bring him around. Yeah, be careful with that. Be careful with that. You know what I mean? Especially if you're dealing with a real top tier guy. Be careful. And it's not, I mean, again, like if it's up to him, like most dudes, like I say that, you know, most dudes who are gonna do that, they got the kind of game required for that. So if you bring the fox into the hen house, you know, it's really on you. You know what I mean? It's if you bring the fox into the hen house, you know what I mean? But most top tier guys, man, they ain't really chasing it like that. They just whatever comes their way. You know what I mean? They're not really thirsty after women like that. So they'll just, you know, whatever comes their way, they'll do it. Miss AK, hey lady, if my guy is moving wild, I'm instantly thinking he isn't afraid to lose me. And that's a fact. So I'm out. I don't stick around with foolishness. And that's smart. That's the way to do it. That's the best way to play that game. I like that straight. That's fire right there. So let's continue.
Going to go out there and act in a certain way and dudes are going to tolerate it, then why would you change? Absolutely. I understand these girls are doing what they're doing and they're still getting so much attention. Why would they stop? They don't give a shit. She's sitting here saying she sucked endless dick. She can go out and get fucked tonight. So why would she stop?
Right now.
So why would she stop? So is that her fault or the dude's fault? It's the dude's fault. I blame all the fucking simps. It's the dudes who are doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the woman he's talking about, he's not talking about the woman who's sitting right there to his right. He's not talking about her. Selena Powell was on his panel, and she got kicked out of the show. I think that was the show when Selena Powell was on there, and they kicked her out. And that's who he's talking about. He's talking about her. The stuff that she was saying was extremely sexual and was just crass, and that's what he's talking about. And he's saying, yeah, you know, she's doing what her. It's not her fault. She could act that way and go out here and still be somewhat successful. You know what I mean? In her mind, it's like, I got all these guys who are gonna, you know, blow my back out. Therefore, I'm successful. She got guys who are, you know, in her cash app sending her money. She got guys, you know what I mean? So that's what he's talking about. And that is not the woman sitting right next to him. I know people looking like, man, he just called her out like that. No, he ain't talking about the chick right next to him.
I once saw a video on Twitter of like a 450-pound woman talking about, oh, when God made me, you know, he blessed me with all these bountiful curves. And I got quite big. I made a splash on Twitter before I lost my second account because I retweeted. I said, you know whose fault this is? All the dudes who are fucking her. If she wasn't getting, sorry, American women. If a woman that size was living in the country I live in, she wouldn't be so confident because no one's hitting her up. No one's in her DMs. No one's trying to have sex with her.
She was bedbound.
Yeah. She was like disabled, bitch.
We all like curvy.
And that's, you know, that's when people get into that. They talk about, you know, a woman who is below average has more options in the sexual marketplace than the dude who is above average. So you got a woman who's a 4. She has more access. She has more people hitting her up than a guy who's like a 9, 8 or a 9, which is crazy. But that they're making reference to that. And it's true. I know lots of women who are like, you know, big, beautiful women or whatever, like obese chicks out here doing it. I see it every single day, especially down here in Florida, in Central Florida. Oof. You know what I mean? I see it every single day. And they're out there doing their thing, moving the way they move, and they are confident. I can't tell you how many times I've been hit up by women who are bigger. They are confident. It's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? It's like, man, where they get that confidence from? Well, as soon as they walk away, it's 4 or 5 dudes on it. You know what I mean? Go on their Instagram. If you give her phone, look at her Instagram, DMs are full. It's like, wow. Like they said, it's the dudes. It's not the women, it's the dudes. You know what I mean? Mr. K.A. lady, I want to see what happens with Selena. That sounds interesting. I'll find it and send it to you. I'll shoot it to you. Yeah, they had her on there and they put her off. And I want to, yeah, they put her off. It was one of those legendary Frank Castles, you know what I mean? But she was out of pocket. She was definitely out of pocket. And they only tolerated her as long as they did because Tate thought she was cool or whatever. He was, you know, having fun with the conversation or whatever. And got to a point where she had to go. I'll send it to you. But let's get back to it. It's almost done.
But like bedbound's a different
No, that was it was an exertion to stand up and make that little TikTok video. And I'm telling you, but someone's dicking her right now. Someone's dicking her, and that's where the confidence comes from. So we blame men. We don't blame the women.
There you go.
Why would you?
That was a good question. Any more questions? I like these questions. This is fun.
And that's the end of that, yo. That was a good episode. that was that stream was a couple hours. And let's see what's going on. Sister Candace, yeah, the Selena Powell is in jail right now. Ooh, I didn't know that. Fast money comes with slow problems. She was also on Fresh and Fit, regretting the decisions that have left her single and childless. Wow. Yeah, you get a lot of women who like were, rocking with that platform, Fresh and Fit's platform from the beginning. A lot of them have come back and said, man, they regret it. You see that a lot in their episodes, man. They have some really good episodes where, especially older women, are like, man, again, this whole, if I had a chance to do it over, what would I change kind of thing. It's a lot of women that come on that platform. It's like, yeah, I would have focused more on finding a husband and getting married and having children. You hear that a lot on that platform. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. So, but yeah, I'm Miss AKA lady. If I'm gonna find that, send that to you. That whole episode with Andrew and Tristan. It was pretty cool. I want to say that was the last time they were in America when they did this. I want to say this was the week I met Andrew Tate. I want to say the week after. I think it was the week I met him. Was on this trip, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Miss AKA lady, I would never go on Fresh and Fit and express relationship regrets. LOL. That sounds like a dumb move. Yeah, they don't get on the platform expecting to do that. They get on the platform and the conversation will be a pretty deep conversation and they just get caught up. Again, emotions come out. They get caught up and they'll just say what's on their mind. And like, man, that's it's happened a few times. You've had women break down in tears. Older women break down. There was one lady who had like mad tattoos on her chest and stuff like that. She just started crying. You know what I mean? They had Xena the Witch. Xena is one of their, part of their team, the Fresh and Fit team. She broke down one episode, regretting the things that she did that got her locked up, the things that she did, like out there, stripping or whatever, in the streets doing whatever. She broke down in tears on one episode. They don't go there with the intention of doing this. They get there, and if the conversation is a good conversation, they get swept up in it. Emotions come out, and they just tell the truth. And a lot of people are thinking like, man, they be drunk on here and this and that. Most of the girls don't be drunk. Some of the young girls that come on, they will have like White Claws and stuff like that, but they don't push alcohol on the women. The girls, they come in and they ask, can we have a drink? And now they have people to actually make the drinks for them. So they don't make these stiff drinks. They just, give them a little bit of whatever. But yeah, they don't try to get, women drunk. They're not trying to do this. This stuff just happens. It's just why they got so many subscribers, man, 1 million plus. Like I think it's like 1.3, 1.4 million subscribers. I think they have right now, which is good for them. Them my dudes, you know what I mean? Them my dudes. Sister Candace, MSAK lady. Yes, she was sentenced early last year to 2 years. Wow. So I guess it's possible she's out now. She did 2 years. Yo, Sister Candace, we got to ask Myron to do a Fetted episode on why she got locked up. That would be hilarious. I wonder what she did. I don't know anything about that. I didn't know Selena Powell got locked up, man. And 2 years is, if she got sentenced to 2 years, 24 months, she could be out in 3, to be honest with you. Out in 3 months, maybe 4. Good behavior and all that. You know what I mean? They just put her on the box. The box is they put the monitor on your ankle and you basically get like home confinement. Yeah, I could see her being out quick. Like, yeah, you probably right, sis. She's probably been out. Miss AK, lady, I would be so guarded on that platform. I would be singing in the background in my Gina voice. That's funny. Women, again, a lot of young women and the women who are not so young, they go on that platform. They're looking not only for clout, but they're looking to get people in their funnels. You got a lot of people who are, OF content creators. You got a lot of people, a lot of girls going there who are exotic dancers. You got a lot of women on there who are, doing various platforms. They have their own platforms. They have Patreons and stuff like that. So most of them go on there for that. And then it's clout. They're going there like, yeah, I was on Fresh and Fit. Some of them go in there thinking I'm going to, out debate Myron on the topics that he debates day in and day out. They go in there thinking they got a new take. It's kind of like the Kevin Samuels things. Women, I would be so surprised at how many women jump on to Kevin's stream. Like they're going to out Kevin. Like it's and he broke him all that so quick cutting in. I don't know if it's on a live stream. I'm looking cutting it now. I'm out, guys. If you can hear me, I'm gone. Something's going on here with my broadband. I'm so sorry. Thanks for rocking out with me. This was fun. I'll be back tomorrow. Looks like it came back. My strength is coming back. I'll be back tomorrow. And I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. I'll figure it out tonight. But tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. And be looking out for the DL shorts and all that other good stuff. Thanks for rocking out with y'all. And I'm glad y'all can hear me now. Looks like, yeah, it came back. Looks like I don't know what happened. Someone's out there, maybe a bird or something flew and messed up the broadband. I don't know. But hey, be looking out. Appreciate y'all support. Thank y'all so much. Again, if y'all want to see anything, hit me up on Instagram. I really want to know podcast, all one word. Tell me whatever it is you want to do, and we'll do it. And that's it, y'all. I'm out. I'm looking at the stream now, and it broke up and it came back. Okay, because there's a little bit delay between this and the actual stream. So, all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with me. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to do, maybe we'll do how to deal with hateful people. Maybe we'll do that show. How to deal with hateful people. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. And so I'll see y'all tomorrow, 6 o'clock, right here. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I love all y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm out of here.
Darn, that's the end.
Peace.